ammo. All right. We're going to play Dresden Files. Yay! All right. Everybody's pretty much ready. Anybody want to recap what happened for the last 2 sessions?
Well, there was stuff. And
yeah.
Things.
And such.
After the things, more stuff. We left off with me taking the BMW. We found people spying on us. We ran after them, caught them, fucked them up, fed off them, broke their arm, questioned them, released them, put the fear of fucking Jesus in them.
That did happen.
And then we called pause. And this is while Leo was going inside, escorting yakety schmackety gangster inside, came back out, and he's only been gone for a few minutes, and shit's happened real quick. And we got a nice ride now.
Yeah. So the 2 guys that you fought, you didn't kill them. Jordan didn't kill them with magic, or Jack Sloan didn't kill them with magic. Although he is hiding from the Wizard Accord, the Wizard Council, the White Council. So they don't know what he's doing anyway. Yeah, which is good. And you almost lost control and fed on the guy completely.
Yeah, I got good feeding in.
Got a good feeding in. And then it ended with everybody getting into the church to find Rocko and Lola there. And what I'm going to do now is just engage with Leo's character, Alfred. And we're going to rewind it exactly 2 minutes to his character grabbing Rocko and Lola and getting them into the church. Right? Upon entering the church, hold on closely. I need to look up a thing. Oh, no, I have it written here. Never mind. I have it written here. Stop yelling. Stop yelling.
The meaning has been... Uh-oh. The meaning has been lost?
The meeting has been lost.
I don't know. Windows.
Running out of time, we've removed the 40-minute time limit on your group meeting. Love it, okay? I actually paid $20, so there's no reason that it's...
You own it, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I paid for it last week. All right.
Well, he only owns a monthly license. It's $20 a month.
Yeah, it hasn't been a month. It's been a week. It was last week. All right.
Next time we should just use Skype.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
So you're on the big PC downstairs?
I am on the big PC. Can you see me? Am I coming through? It shows 30 frames. All right.
Better quality than last week, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
Better than mine now.
It looks...
I look almost foggy compared to yours.
Yeah. Well, all right. So when you got in, I had his name written down somewhere, but I don't now. Actually, you know what? I will literally just let you do this. Bob, what is the name of the guy who runs the church normally? The St. Bridget's Church.
Sorry, I'm carrying some lights on. What's the name of who?
What is the name of the guy who runs the church normally? The priest that's at the church when you're not there.
Oh, not my parents, but like one of the middlemen?
Yeah, at St. Bridget's Church.
Oh, yeah.
The father who's there normally.
Father Joseph.
Joseph? Okay. So...
Non-white court. Good at collecting money.
Is he a human?
He's a human.
Okay.
And he is a master businessman.
Okay. So anyway, when Alfred goes in with Rocko, they're greeted by Joseph, and he asks what's going on to you.
Things and stuff and such.
Yeah. He comes up to you, Leo. Alfred goes, "My God, what's going on out there? It sounds as if there's some sort of fighting going on."
They're just taking care of some business.
Oh, Joseph, there was some spies outside.
You're not in there. You're not there, Bob.
Oh, why
you're outside in the car, coming up towards. You're walking towards the car right now. This is a flashback.
Flashback time.
Yeah, we're going Leo's story because Leo just rushed straight in, right?
I'm gonna go microwave some food. I'll be right back.
Okay. Perfect time to microwave some food. All right, so you come in and the priest says, "What's going on? It sounds like something very serious is happening outside."
No, don't worry about it. They're just taking care of some issues outside.
Oh,
It should be all resolved within 5 minutes.
I'll go and investigate. Just hang on here. and he walks towards the door. Do you stop him?
Yeah, I stop him. I don't think you need to go up there.
I thought you said it was nothing serious.
Yeah, it's nothing serious. John Paul's out there. He's taking care of it.
Oh, Jean-Paul. You know what? I know what to do. Who are these people with you?
Like, is he referring to Volus and John Paul?
No, he's referring to the older Italian man and the young dark-haired woman that you brought into the St. Bridget's. This is the moment that you, like, last week left the game, right? So your character rushed these two in to protect them from what's going on outside.
Okay, refresh my memory. Who are they again?
So Rocco Milanero is an Italian mobster who's running a lot of the underground, who's kind of in the know of what's going on with the supernatural. Right?
These are just my buddy Rocko. He's just been traveling with me.
Your buddy.
He's just traveling with you, so he's not connected to this in any meaningful way outside?
Nope.
There's a large bang sound and a scream that comes from outside.
John, are you being stupid again? What did I tell you about just randomly yelling?
So there's no response from the outside, but the priest goes and closes the door and locks it. Father Joseph says, maybe it'd be best if we moved to the back, protected these people so they couldn't be accessed. Rocco agrees, and Lola, very scared, agrees to move as well.
When they move into the back, can I stand in the room just to be an obstacle between the get in?
Lost your microphone, Leo.
Yeah, you went out a bit there.
I know I'm not there, but I have a question.
Okay.
Does Lola still have the candy cane?
It would be hard to tell at this point. I'm assuming she finished it probably on the drive.
Okay.
So, Father Joseph says, are you protecting these people?
I'm just making sure they're okay.
Well, remember, I said that they'd be protected by my church.
Yeah. They're here to be protected, Leo.
They go to my church for protection.
Mm-hmm.
And this is your church, right?
Yeah, this is St. Bridget's downtown.
Yeah, just Jean Paul asked me to bring them in here to make sure they're okay.
Rocco looks around and goes, this seems like a pretty regular church. And
I sit there, I'm like, look, if Jean Paul says you'll be okay here, I'm pretty sure you'll be okay.
And then Father Joseph goes, we have a few tricks up our sleeves. And he walks to the back and lifts a panel on the floor and says, you might be better to hide in here. Did you go look at it at all?
Yeah, I go in, investigate it first. What do I see?
So as you walk up to it, you see it's a very small cubby, no more than 10 feet by 10 feet, and what looks like a couple of chairs down there and a small little ladder to climb up and down. Barely anything, no lights at all.
Okay.
Rocco shakes his head, goes...
What does the door look like to me?
The door? It's just a little hatch on the ground.
And is it well hidden?
Yeah, you would never know. You would never know it's there if you hadn't opened it up in front of you.
I'm just going to say, Rocco, people aren't going to find you down there. Don't worry. They're going to have to get... If they get past John Paul and Volus, they're going to have to get past me. And if they get past all three of us, you got bigger problems to worry about.
All right, well, before I climb down there, Alfred, I have something I need to tell you.
Okay.
When I originally found the Pang Fu axe, I made a plan to acquire it. There's a temple, a Buddhist temple, called the Fang Loi Kok. That's down near Bayshore. It's a Taoist temple, and
Well, Taoist and Buddhism are two different things.
sorry, I said Buddhist. I meant to say Taoist.
Okay.
Yeah. And the thing is, the Pang Fu is actually there. The one that I had paid for. I was paying this group to go and sneak in and replace the Pang Fu.
Okay, so it's by the base.
You have a fake sword to replace the real sword?
Yes. Well, you're not there, so you don't know that.
No, I'm just asking for the story.
Yeah.
And what's the temple called again?
And it's an axe.
It's an axe, yeah. It's the Feng Loi Kok.
Smooth.
Real place.
It probably is. Okay. So what he's trying to do, Rocko has the fake sword, and he needs to replace it with the real axe at the Feng Loi Kok Taoist temple.
Yes. So he says this to you. He says, the whole thing, this whole fight, these people who took the axe, they're going to find out it's a fake. And they're probably coming to find me to find out where the original is. Which is...
Well, if you don't tell them anything, I won't tell them anything, and we will retrieve it.
Well, they took my $500,000, and they took the fake. And once they realize it doesn't do what it's promised to do, they're going to come for me. Okay. So he says, Lola, get down there. And he says, you might want to tell your friends that this doesn't just end here. And he climbs down.
Oh, don't worry, I will. Stay safe here. So what do I know about what this axe does if I roll lore?
Yeah, roll a lore for me.
Okay. Yeah. Give me 1 sec. I just gotta. So I got a lore of +1.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll, and I got a great +1, so +3.
Is that what you rolled?
I rolled a +2.
Okay.
What's your lore?
+1.
Ah, that wasn't high.
So 3.
Yeah.
So you got a good.
I got a good. No, I got a great.
Yeah, great. Sorry.
So 0, 1, 0, 1. So that's 2, right? And then I have a +1 to my lore.
Okay. So with the great, you're aware that this is the sword of the god. I think it's pronounced Peng-U, if I'm not mistaken.
It's an axe.
Yeah. It's an axe, not a sword. Let's hope that didn't just fuck up everything.
I still see you guys.
Well, sorry, I just got to make sure this doesn't close. Okay, perfect. Open this, open my notes, because I have it in my notes. There it is.
My wife is making soap. It smells ridiculously good in here.
Ridiculously good?
Yeah, like cucumber.
Yeah.
And like lavender.
Yes, so this is the Pangu Fu, the legendary axe that will split the earth from the sky. Right? Yeah. And the rumor has it that it can split any 2 elements from itself. Oh no, what's going on? Why is this frozen? Let's go this way. Is it still frozen? Let's go back to here. Let's go here.
Add budget.
Okay, it's no longer frozen for me. Good, good. So anyway, so it is the Pangu Fu, the legendary axe that can split the sea from the sky. And the legend is that the axe can be used, hypothetically, to do that to anyone or anything. Split it from its 2 diverse elements. Its yin from its yang.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So if someone were to be attacked from it, it wouldn't divide them like shoulder from rib. It would literally split them into 2 different people, hypothetically.
Okay.
All right. At which point, a few minutes go by. You hear.
Oh, wait. So can I talk to Rocko real quick?
Sure.
Hey, Rocko. Did they say? Do you know where they're taking this fake axe of yours?
The people I hired originally seem to have been killed. I tried calling and contacting them, but everybody who I had hired to do this swap from the Taoist temple seems to be dead. These, what was it Volus called them? Denarians? These creatures, Yagwai and Deidre, they seem to have killed everyone. The money was supposed to cover quite a few people to get in and get out. The Taoist temple is well known to be defended. It's not just a place for meditation. This is apparently the official temple for Ottawa.
Right.
and they have their own defenses against the supernatural.
Yeah.
He climbs down there with Lola and takes his cell phone out, this old flip phone, and sets it up and hands her a book that he has in his jacket and says, "Hopefully this is enough light for you, dear." And she nods patiently. And he says, "Is there anything else before we close this store?"
Not that I can think of. Stay safe.
Guarding the real sword. The real axe.
Yeah. So you close the hatch. The priest goes and sits down. And he says, "If there's anything you need, I'll be making sure the back doors and everything are locked." And he runs off. A few minutes pass by, and Volus, Jean-Paul, and Jack Sloan walk in. Volus doesn't look too bad. He looks like he's in decent enough shape, but Jean-Paul looks vibrant, alive with life. His eyes are wide. It looks like he's on drugs. And John,
did you drink something?
Oh yeah, I had to do a little feeding. I've been using my powers lately, and I had to refill on a bad guy. He was very simple.
Fair enough. And how does Jack look?
Jack looks a little wasted, like he's been using a bit of power.
Yeah,
and he's going to go and sit down in the corner and
I'm going to tell Jack to sit down. So I'm going to say, Rocko's hidden. The priest. Did I catch the priest's name again, Justin?
Joseph.
Joseph has hidden them, John. So you can ask them where he is. But apparently, the Peng Fu axe that Rocko has is a copy. We need to retrieve the real axe from the Feng Lei Kok Taoist temple at Bayshore. From what I hear, it's quite well guarded. Rocko is concerned, though, that when the people who stole the copied axe finds out that it's a copy, that they'll come after him. Jean, you might want to call some backup to protect this cathedral, church.
Yeah, it's a cathedral. It's got two towers that go up and a bell tower. Yeah. It's an old stone place.
You might want to call more backup because I don't know if the good Father Joseph here can hold everything back.
Hello, people on their phones.
I'm sorry, it's for work. You have to wait 2 seconds. I apologize.
You're there too, Volus.
I know, but he's not talking to me. I don't have anything to say, but I have nothing to do with this church.
I'm sorry, I had shit in my ear.
Is work okay, Bob?
It is. I am just lining up a crackhead to help me do a move, and I am worried he will not show up. If he doesn't, then I am how you say fucked with 12,000 pounds of furniture. Then I have to get my Asian friend to come hump couches.
Isn't your boss supposed to help you with that? And Justin, I believe, is unemployed right now, so he can.
I offered him lots of money, and he said you can go fuck your hat. It's moving furniture.
I don't think Justin's going to move another piece of furniture that isn't his for the rest of his life.
So, yeah.
Justin, it's cash only, man. No
Brandon gets me.
That's how I make all my money.
Well, Brendan, to be fair, when I needed stuff moved, Justin was super helpful getting my stuff moved for me.
Yeah, Justin went through enough of that shit already in the early 2000s.
I know, and he called me
Lots
a
of
weak
late
Asian
nights
accountant.
And fucked up
No
backs
upper.
and lack of money.
He said I had no upper body strength, and I told him I'm an accountant. I don't need upper body strength.
You need the pipes.
Okay, so did you hear what I said?
He needs straps. That's what he needs.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said, Bob?
Barren arms, buddy.
Oh, I had poo-poo in my ear.
Okay, so I said, long story short, Rocko's Peng Fu axe is a copy. The real one's at Taoist Temple at Bayshore.
Oh, who is guarding the sword? Will this be an easy snatch? And
no, it is quite well defended.
Do they know we are coming?
They do not.
Oh, maybe we should get Rocko to make a phone call before we leave.
Well, no, Rocko was going to replace it with the fake one.
Oh, I understand now.
Okay. So also, the guys who The guys who jacked the axe from Rocko don't know it's a fake. So once they find out it's a fake, this church may be in trouble. So you might want to call backup.
There's over 200 white court here with guns, machine guns, and the arts. I am not worried at all about this church. This whole neighborhood, I am not worried about. This whole street, I am not worried about. This whole block, I am not worried about. It is very well protected.
You have 200 black court in this area with guns,
White,
willing
white.
to shoot
They're
down.
not bloodsuckers. You know this. Jesus Christ.
No, what I'm
Don't
saying
take the
is
Lord's name
you
in
have
vain.
you have 200 white court members in this area with guns, ready to defend this cathedral with their lives
This whole
against
area-
two
this whole
pissed off
area-
Denarians.
It shall be fine.
So
They have
it'll
the.
take them 10 minutes to get in here instead of 3.
Now there are wizards here. There are white court. I am not worried. It will be fine. It is
I'll be back in a
too,
minute.
this whole area is too hot for trouble. It would be if we leave this area, then great danger. Yes. The
You know
Narians
these
need
guys
money
burn down
to
churches for
bump
fun,
that.
right? Well, so what we need to do is get that axe as quickly as possible.
Yes. I would fully concentrate on that and leave the rest to my family. They do not like me right now, but they respect the deal.
So if the Denarians are going to try and get the real one, if they're smart, which unfortunately they are, if they get the fake and they can't get to Rocko, they may figure out what he was planning and try to do it themselves.
Rocko is not a very smart man. I fully agree with your assessment. It's a race.
But
It's a
they
race
might
to
try
get
to do
to
the switch. So what I suggest we do is go the opposite route and tell the Taoists what the plan is, what the plan was.
Why not? This is a very strange angle. I was thinking we sneak in, we steal it, we kill the Denarians, but maybe the temple will also hire us to help them.
If this weapon is as powerful as it seems to be, with the Denarians killing people and trying to get it, I don't think they're going to leave it unprotected.
You know,
If we go in there and try and
you might be able to use this weapon.
if we go in there and try and steal it and we screw up, I'm a fighter, not a thief.
I am both, but yes.
I was raised to pillage villages openly, burn buildings, and rape.
And you're also for hire for whatever jobs need to be done, so let's not split hairs.
No, but I'm
I
trying to
know,
do
I
it smart.
agree.
If we tell the Taoists that people are trying to steal it, they may be willing to help us.
Where is it? Alfred. Alfred!
Alfred walks off to go think about what he's doing. Jack in the corner looks very, very out. He looks quite burnt, like he looks pale.
Jack does?
Yeah, the wizard sitting in the corner with his staff, he looks pale.
Maybe you should have a rest and restore your powers. We'll wait for Alfred.
He
Although if we,
tries to speak, but could barely bring himself to. He just goes, yeah.
Oh, I immediately lay the seat back on the car and I let him rest.
You're not in the car, you're in the temple. You're in
really?
you're in
Oh,
St.
right.
Bridget's.
Oh, the temple now?
You are in St. Bridget's.
I bring him to a room to rest then.
Yeah, he stands up as his own volition, shakes himself off, and follows you to a room. Alfred returns now, and it's just Alfred and Volus in the scene.
If you need anything, you just have to ask and you may have it.
All right, so Jack gets situated in a room to take a nap. What do you, Alfred, Volus, what do you say?
Alfred, Jack was saying we should tell the temple and the people who are there the Denarians are coming. They are in great danger, and they should surrender the sword to us. And so maybe some warriors who teach us how to use it to defend this weapon. I think that sounds very ethical. How you say, better for everyone, yeah?
Well,
Bon pour tout le monde.
I don't think the Denarians know. The Denarians know where that It's in the temple, so I think it's quite safe in the temple. And if this Taoist, how much do I know about Taoist temples? I assume a lot, right?
Well, I think it's just a scholarship role, isn't it?
Well, I mean, like, I'm a Taoist a monk, right? And I kick ass and take names. So I assume if this is like a Taoist temple, like my monastery, they probably have lots of monks that kick ass and take names.
Yeah, you can probably roll I think it's just a scholarship, to be honest.
Okay, well, that's a straight roll for me, so...
Yeah. I will give you a +2, just, like, realistically, because you're a Taoist.
Okay.
So whatever you roll, +2.
Okay.
Can I also roll? Because I am curious about this.
Yeah, you can roll I run the byword market, and maybe there's someone you know, but we'll do Leo's first.
I got +1 with your +2.
You got a +1? +1's not bad. You know of this one. This temple is very much, when you were asking about a place to go and meditate and whatnot,
Yeah.
you were recommended, like, I would imagine your character would be one to check in at, like, the Chinese cultural centers and whatnot and ask how things are going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were very much recommended to this place as, like, they're good people, they know what they're doing, they're not, like, in it for show, it's not, like, run by white folk, you know, it's a real actual temple, you know what I mean?
Serious monk, serious business.
Serious monk, serious business, right?
Real fighters.
So, yeah, you haven't been there yet. You basically, when you came to town, when Alfred came to town, when you were talking to people, you met a couple people. Some people were talking about stuff going on, and while you were downtown, the strip club not far from you caught fire, and then a couple of your friends said they had been there and they know the place, and when you walked over, you saw what had happened. That not the events of it, but you had seen that the place had been attacked, and that it's your whole aspect. 1 second, there's an aspect you have, which is wandering monk trying to exorcise all his demons. Yes. So at which point you could tell that it was hellfire and supernatural. That's when you called Volus and told them, hey, you know, I've got some stuff to do, but there's, like, obviously something going on here. You should look into it. Right? So you've only been in Ottawa for a little bit, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so what I'm asking is the temple, right? Like, So what I need to know is how well defended that temple is.
You don't necessarily know how well. You don't know how many people are there. You know that if this is a legitimate Taoist temple or Taoist temple, like what you're from, there's a good chance that everyone that officially lives and works there is a trained fighter.
So I'll say to John, perhaps you should check this temple out. And if it's like the monastery that I am from, they might be able to hold up. But they might need the white court.
That is what the wizard is saying. We should go there and just tell them the denarians.
So Bob, could you roll your, what was it you were going to roll? I run the byword market.
Scholarship.
Yeah, you were going to roll that.
And I was going to add Byron's market as an aspect point.
Yeah, so you can spend a fate point and add that as a +2.
And my scholarship's +3.
Yeah. So you can just roll your scholarship with a +3 would be your best bet.
All right, so 3, so it gives me 4 total.
4, so you roll the 1 + 3?
Oh, no, I rolled a 0 + 3. I lied.
So a 3?
3, yeah. And then I'm going to use one of my fate points.
So you're going to spend a fate point? Okay.
Spending one of my fate points. I
And
have
go to
1,
5?
2, 3. I have 3 fate points right now.
So you're going to spend 1 and go to 5?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So that brings you to...
I want to know about this.
So that brings you to superb, right?
Okay.
And so you're trying to see if you know anyone connected to this temple? Is that your question?
Yeah, anyone within the family that knows anyone at this temple directly. So I could just name drop and get in and see the head honcho. Yeah.
If you hold on a second, I have my face sheet. I'm going to go grab it.
See Wayne, please. You know Wayne, yes? My kids are Asian. That's the worst part about that. You know what my kids do? I taught them this because I'm a bad parent. They go, Chinese, Japanese, Philippines. And they got everyone in their village doing it because it's funny.
All right. There we go.
I don't know what to say to you, man.
Just when you thought you were the most racist one there, Leo.
That's not racist if it's funny.
So, what are you rolling, Bob? Again, let me know.
I rolled 3 plus a fate point.
For which skill?
Scholarship.
Oh, scholarship. And this was an attempt to learn.
Someone in my family knows the head honcho. So we can just name drop and walk in the temple.
So, okay. So, as is the purview, last year, so this is a memory you have. Last year, there was like this big cultural event downtown. And one of the things was all the monks from Loicock showed up, and they're the head of the Taoist temple, Lin Shu, was there, and you met him. So you've met Lin Shu. He's a older man, clean shaven, serious look to him, very smart, very well spoken. He did make
the temple order.
He, as far as you know, he's running the temple, right? Other than the wildly inappropriate sex joke that he made, which caught you off guard, he seemed fairly straightforward. So yeah, Lin Shu.
All right. I also say we should continue a rest for at least 5 hours and let Mr. Schlong rejuvenate the powers.
Volus, as a person from the Monarch Society, you're well aware you should probably report in what's going on.
Yeah, that was my intention as soon as we got here, and then all that shit happened outside.
Also, you're well aware that most humans will ignore the paranormal and supernatural, but there's also a car outside you're aware of. Which the aspect is, we didn't hide this very well.
Yeah, we left evidence of a skirmish outside.
Yeah.
We need to go back outside and deal with shit still.
Honestly, can't you get people in the area to take care of that?
It's not a problem. Uncle, hey Joseph, your Mercedes is now mine. I need you to put the Tercel and the extra black men in black looking car somewhere safe and away, and make sure the police are well paid.
So I'm gonna offer you a fate point, which is in money I trust, surprise hero, Bob, which means that you're gonna probably dump a bunch of money on this to pay the right people to take care of it.
I am. The remainder of the money that is on me, yes, which is not a great amount, but enough.
He says, we can take care of this as always with these people to remove the vehicle and scrub any cameras to go around and talk to people. It's going to cost about $4,000.
That is not a problem. I will give you $2,700 right now, and you know that I'll be back at the church later with a few more $1,000 for you.
All right.
We do not need to tell my father about this. I'll make sure that you're also taken care of.
What's your resources at right now?
$2,700.
No, I mean the skill resources.
So, do I have any money to help out Jean here?
I gave you $1,000. I gave everyone $1,000 earlier. Yes.
So here's $1,000 to help pay it off, John.
So you can erase your resources +1, the extra you guys got, if you're all going to pitch in on this.
I don't remember where I put down the resources +1. So,
yeah, but if I'm not mistaken here, I think Alfred has money doesn't solve everything as an aspect.
Yes, I do.
Right? So if you want to take a fate point, the priest will walk up to you and say, if you do him a favor, he'll do it for free and spend his own money.
I'm always willing to do the priest a favor. I'm going to help the priest because I'm a stand-up guy, not because I want his help for something. You know what I mean?
So he says,
doesn't solve everything.
Yeah, because he says, he's like, it's $4,000, which is your aspect, but on the flip side, he says to you, Alfred, he's like, you very much seem like a kind of person who's very capable. If you do something for me, something
I look very strong at Alfred. No words.
Yeah, he says, if you do something
But
for me, I'll just
very
cancel
strong
this
stare.
whole debt. And I think
We're only short
Jean-Paul...
$300. I mean,
Yeah, I'm going to go use the bathroom and probably grab a beer. You two actually just your character step aside and discuss this.
Okay, I'll talk to Jean. You know this priest better than I do, Jean.
yes, I do, and he is a true believer, but he's also a master businessman. He also runs my father's church with him when he's out of town, and we are only short $300. We can just ask Volas. It is not. We do not need to be doing favors. We have enough money. We got the money from the safe. But you were not there, but we cracked the safe when we got some money. We're okay.
It's not about money. Can we?
Am I part of this conversation?
Yes.
You are. I need $300.
Yes.
You want to take it? You want to make a deal with a white court priest?
Well, he's not white court. He's human. He's just a manager.
But he works with white court vampires.
Yes,
I mean no offense. I mean no offense to you whatsoever. But if you're going to start if you are honestly considering taking this deal, that you're going to help him with some random favor later.
$4,000 to pay off the security guards, to pay off the cops. This is not for profit for him. We're giving him money to make the stuff outside disappear for a little skirmish. I think is very generous of him.
That I understand. What I'm trying to understand, all right, is if we do something for this priest, can we hold it on him later? Will we have dirt on this priest later that will force him to help us?
If you do him a favor, he's forcing on you. You're not forcing on him. It is up to you. I just say it's very little money. He's going to make the police go away. We can continue on with our day. It's up to you. I say we just give him $4,000.
Also, there's a connection you have, Alfred, in the past when Jean-Paul needed some muscle to sort something out.
Yeah.
You met him a couple of years ago, and this is kind of how you know Jean-Paul directly. Yes. Like, you met his brother before, but you've met Jean-Paul a while later, and you know that Jean-Paul's very good with the church. So, like, it kind of dawns on you, like, you said, hey, can we hold this over the people you care about?
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll take Jean-Paul's word on it and just say, you know what, man? We'll find. If you think we're good, then we'll be good.
Okay, I will give him the money, and he will erase the cameras and pay the police and tow the car. And
so he says, so if you're giving me the money, is your friend not going to help with this?
We are in the middle of a very religious mission, and I need the support. We do not have time for favors, no. Obviously,
right, so
things are going on.
So you do not get the extra fate point then, Leo, if you turn it down.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. And this quest. All right. So what are we doing from here? The priest, before we go any further, the priest tells you that he went and saw Jack, and Jack seems like he needs to stay here for a bit. He doesn't seem well.
I fully agree. I think we should lean on Volas on our next move. He is the warrior. We know that we're going to go in there, follow his advice, tell them what's going on. I'll get us to the lead man, and we'll let him take the lead. Yes, I think this is the safest move.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I need to call this in before we make any other moves. I need to call into the head office, and I need some information, I need some advice, and I need some information, and I just need to let them know what's going on.
That sounds good. I'm going to go prepare the car for our travels.
All right. So Jean-Paul leaves to prepare the car. The priest goes off and starts making some phone calls to deal with some stuff. Rocko and Lola are brought out and set up in a room up on the second floor, told that everything's calmed down right now. Alfred,
can I talk to Rocko real quick?
And yes, real quick, and then we'll do Brandon's thing.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to Rocko. I'm like, is there anything else we need to know before we get like neck deep in this?
The temple. Yeah.
These people are very new to me. I've very little interactions with the supernatural, the paranormal. It was 5, maybe 6 years ago when I met Jean-Paul and found out that he was White Court, and I immediately felt it was in my best interest to make friends with him. We've exchanged gifts, hung out, drank together. Jean-Paul has bought me things as well, paid for meals, treated Lola well. I can only say that he's been a good friend to me, so when you ask me if there's anything else I should know, I assure you, there's very little I know of what's actually going on in this town. Jean-Paul seems to be more in the know than me or Colin or any of my people ever will be. My hope, he says...
Why did you want the axe?
Because I have so little power in this world, I thought maybe this would be the edge that I would need to be able to defend the humans, the mortals in this town. We have the meagerest supernatural investigation unit. There's 2 guys in Ottawa who look into the paranormal, and they're a laughingstock right now. And they're on my payroll. I pay them to care, because the police aren't paying them enough to care. So, other than that, my friend, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to control my side of the madness. This town, I've been born in it. I grew up in it. I met Lola and got married in it. This town is everything to me. And if it falls apart, it will be my fault. So I can't let that happen. So that's why I'm getting in good with Jean-Paul. That's why I'm trying to get power, something to hold over people in this town. And that's why I'm hiring people, because there's more going on underneath the surface. Even in Vanier. Vanier seems to have people disappearing and dying. I don't know what's going on there, but there's something.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay.
All right. So, meanwhile, what are you doing, Volus?
All right, so I go find somewhere with signal, because if I'm in a cathedral, chances are in the middle of the altar room, there's not, or in the middle of the main room, it's probably not going to have very good reception.
Father Joseph says the top floor gets excellent reception, as they redid the roof in like wooden insulation, and it's no longer stone.
Okay, so I'll go up there. I'll take out my Matrix-style Nokia flip phone. Just drop my fucking pencil.
I believe you mean your Matrix-style Nokia slide phone.
Slide phone, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was told flip phone by the
flip phone's fine.
GM. So my Nokia phone, and I'll call up a number, and I imagine I'll be brought to some fake call center or whatever.
The phone answers, Monarch Security, Chicago. How may I help you?
This is Volus. Volus Bolunder. ID number, let's say, Alpha 629er Zeta 12. Calling in for mission, mid-mission briefing, debrief, and information.
Hold on. Beep. Hello? Hey, who am I talking to?
Volus.
Hey,
Volus calling in.
This is Bjorn. Tell me what's going on.
All right. So I was called in to look into an incident in Ottawa, Ontario, at a place called the Silver Dollar. There was an incident involving hellfire, and several bodies were found, and it has become quite the shit show after that. We have witnesses pegging 2 denarians at the scene, and they are in pursuit of they think they have a weapon called the Pengu Fu. If I could get any information we have on that, it's an axe of some kind. I found out it's called the Way of the God. That's about it. If I could get any information regarding that, would be very helpful. So now we are in pursuit of so they have the fake. We don't know if they have it or not. We found out where the real one is, and we are going to go and try and get it. We've been offered money by our client to get it. I have declined the reward for it in return for both of the denarian coins.
All right. Bjorn hangs for a second. He says, "Do you think that it's possible to actually collect the denarian coins?"
We are going to have to face them, and I will do everything in my power to get them, because those two, the denarians that we have, that we might be dealing with, by the definitions given to me, one of them I can almost guarantee is Deirdre.
She's not with. Reports had her most recently in Chicago with Nicodemus. Are you sure it was Deirdre?
By the accounts given to me, and from what I understand, from what I know of her from the files that I've read, it's her.
And
the other one, I'm not sure. He's referred to as Yagwai.
All right.
We have a lead as to where the true Pengu Fu is. We are making plans to go retrieve it. Hopefully before they get there, as far as we know, they don't know its true location. We have our client who gave them the fake. We have him in protective custody in a white court controlled cathedral in Ottawa.
Okay.
One of the members of the people that I'm with is a white court vampire himself.
You hear typing, and they say, "1 second."
Yeah.
1 second. I have the notes.
You walk in, but it's unbathed, okay?
I know. I need to
Yeah.
put it in and please weigh it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mom, I'm gaming.
Mom, I'm paying my friends.
Mom, don't bug me when I'm vacuuming my room.
Leo.
Yeah.
You gave me the name of Jean-Paul's brother.
Yes, you met in Korea.
Yeah. Give me a sec.
What is Jean-Paul's brother's name?
Half
It
brothers.
was Joseph.
Wow.
That's like on brand for like French people.
Oh, that's when I was talking to Bob. That's what he said to you. So that's Bob's fault, really. if you
Yeah.
think about it.
It is my fault, yes, because it's a religious name. Yeah.
Yeah. So so while you're talking to Byron, he says Joseph Lacroix.
Yeah. No. John Paul. I don't know.
Jean-Paul Lacroix. Okay. And then you hear him type some more.
As well as Taoist monk that I've worked with in the past by the name of Alfred
Who?
Bauer.
You hear some typing, and he goes, "It's not a very Asian name, is it?"
I've known him for a few years now. I can vouch for him.
He's as Asian as they come.
He says to you, "Is this the same monk you met several years ago? There's a report here where it mentions a monk."
Yes, actually, I had actually we had fought and defeated a blackened Denarius back then, and I sent the coin to Monarch back then in 2001.
Ah, your previous entry doesn't mention his name. Was he going by a different name at the time?
Not that I'm
Nope.
aware of.
No.
Moving
All right. Well,
forward.
we'll add the info on the original note, put his name in there, and have this reference that. Then this monk is quite old.
He's capable.
Yeah, he's has. What's that? He must be at least 40, maybe 50 now.
As far as
40.
I know, yes.
How old are you? Leo?
I'm like 40,
40.
like literally 40.
Yeah. They go, all right. There you go. Bjorn says, is there anything else we should add to this? Any names?
The human in contact with the Denarians that caused the fire in the silver dollar, and we now have in custody, is named Rocko. Hold on, I got his name here. Rocco Milanero.
Okay.
He's a small time mafia leader in the Ottawa area. He was hoping to do a snatch and grab grab and switch with the fake axe.
All right. Well, keep us up to date if anything else happens. That reports quite a bit of information. We didn't know Jean-Paul was out doing missions. We had thought that his brother Joseph was the one doing things in relation to the byword.
So I was called in by Alfred because I have experience. Because of the experience he and I both had with the Hellfire and the Blackened Denarians before. Due to the territory and the situation at hand, I called in support from Jean-Paul.
So you've met.
We met several years ago, back in the 1850s. We met before briefly.
What was that about? Just to reference it to any previous reports. Was there a report for that one?
It was just after I came back from my expulsion from Monarch.
Oh, so did you meet him before or after? He's like he sounds like he's trying to figure out if there's like a report that he should link this to.
No, there's no report. There's no report on record.
Okay. Would you like to fill out a report related to Jean-Paul? We don't seem to have a lot of information on him.
I will give you information on him when this is over.
Okay.
When I learn more, I'll give you more.
You know, holding back information can be a strike against you, right?
I'm still learning about. I don't want to give you false information that I'm getting from him now. Let me learn more about him and get what's in and get the facts straight before I put it on file.
All right. Well, in the name of All Father, may Odin be with you.
Oh, I was wondering one more thing. If I could get a license plate run.
Okay.
Victor 666.
Seriously?
Someone was quite lucky getting that plate. Sounds relatively fake to me, he says. All right, I'll see what I can draw up on that. Anything else I'm looking up?
Any information on the Pengufu? And possibly any information on a Yagwai Denarian. Can take the form of a werebear.
He says, I just did a little bit of research on Yagwai myself. It's Chinese for strange demon or strange spirit. There's no Denarian by that name. He must be new.
Okay.
All right, I'll see what I can get from there. just to tell you, the Victor 666 doesn't come up with anything. That's probably a fake plate.
Okay.
And Pangufu is probably going to take some more looking into. We'll have to look into all our weapon stuff that we have here. At some point, it must have come up.
Okay. I'll await any information that you come up with.
All right. May Odin be with you, Volus.
And you.
And then you hear click, and that's the end of that. All right. Volus's report is complete. I'm trying to remember. Here's the real dumb question. Are you ready for a real dumb question, everybody here? Everyone remember 2006?
I'm down for a dumb question.
Question? 2016. We had, 4 years ago, we had phones that we could do online banking.
That was S5, S6?
Yeah, so we could do online banking back then, right?
Yeah, that's like iPhone 7-ish.
All right. Well,
8-ish.
you get a text message.
Yeah.
You get a text message, Volus, that says, if you have time, please report to your local mobile phone store. They have a phone for you so you can do some online banking.
Okay.
Right? Now, you can take the fate point and go get that phone, or you can not take the fate point and that message never happened.
Oh, I want the fate point.
You want the fate point? Okay.
I want the fate point.
Ding, that message comes through. Report to a mobile service location and get a new phone.
Okay.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. Write down that extra fate point. All right. Meanwhile, what is everyone going to do? 5 hours goes by. Rocko settled in. His wife reads her book. Everything seems pretty straightforward. If there's anything you'd like to do in that 5 hours, speak now, forever hold your peace.
Okay, so would I change my adjusted refresh and add 1 to that number?
No. On that page... Fate points from last session is the one you want to add to.
Hold on. My earbuds came out. Couldn't hear. Where'd you set?
So in that section, there's a thing that says current fate points. There's base refresh level, which is what you get every time we play new session. Adjusted refresh rate, and then fate points from last session. Fate points from last session is what you want to
add one more.
Yeah.
Add 1 more to that.
Yeah.
Because I had 2 written there before.
So it'd become 3. Those are the ones that you just keep from session to session that you've earned.
Sorry.
Okay.
I don't think I have any fate points, do I, Justin?
Your character is I don't even remember what your template is. What is your template?
I'm a monk.
But you should have a template, though.
Oh, champion of the gods.
That's it. So you should have all sorts of stuff. You should have, bless this house. You should have all sorts of stuff you can do as a champion of God. Technically, we have 2 champions of God because Volus' character is pretty close. You're borrowed
Hi, how
power.
are you?
Yeah.
Hey.
In this sense, it's the Taoism is. They don't have. I want to say they don't have gods, but I know they do. There are ancient beings of extraordinary power in Taoist belief, right?
No, Taoists don't have gods.
But there are heroes in Taoism, like ancient heroes, story-wise.
Yes.
And the ancestors provide power and knowledge and whatnot, through what's basically meditation, pretty close to prayer, realistically.
Yes. Yeah. So you meditate and you cultivate your soul energy or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and
yeah. All right. So. Yeah, I do believe traditional Chinese is basically ancestor worship.
Okay. I gotta write this down because I forgot I'm a champion of the gods and all the shit I have.
Yeah, you have things that cost from your total refresh rate and give you abilities, right? And basically one of them would be, because of the refresh, would be I have. Well, it's basically an aspect. The I have the green destiny. All right, is anybody doing anything right now?
I moved the duffel bag to the car. I've got the car ready. We're now upgraded to the Mercedes.
Yes,
more power, more speed, more handling.
And Father Joseph, so you took the Mercedes, right? So he's going to move the plate and do the calls and get your old Trisell put somewhere. Get the Mercedes. You helped him get the Mercedes cleaned up.
Bribe the cops.
Yeah, and so places were called, things were cleared up. You know what I mean? So that this has been hidden.
Screens have been forgotten.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Does anybody want to do anything else?
Caca.
I need to get a phone, apparently.
Yeah, you got to run for a phone at some point.
Perfect.
Do you want to do that right now while everyone's doing stuff?
Sure.
Do you want Alfred to go with you?
Do I need Alfred to come with me?
No, not at all. But I mean, Jean-Paul's doing car stuff, and Father Joseph is doing like espionage type stuff locally, burying information. Rocko and Lola are occupied. Jack Sloan seems very sick. So the only person who's viable to go with you would be Alfred if you wanted someone to go with you.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, we can do that.
All right.
Sorry. Also, Justin, I gotta change my skills. I forgot, like athletics. I actually need conviction as champion of the gods, right?
You might.
Yeah. It says you do. So I'm gonna get rid of athletics and go.
That would increase your mental stresses by whatever level you put it to, basically. We'll worry about that for later.
Okay.
Won't get bogged down in the minutia of the game, obviously, trying to move this forward. All right, so where do you want to go to grab a new updated phone there, Volus?
The local Rogers store.
You could go to Rogers.
You're not going alone? Did I miss something?
You're dealing with car
I have
stuff.
the driver. I have the vehicle.
Yeah, he can go locally anywhere. He's downtown, right? He can just walk.
So I got a mosquito flying around me.
Yeah,
Well, there are Denarians around, and we are getting separated.
Probably the safest place to go would be the Rito Center.
Yeah, you can go to the Rito Center, catch a cab. All right?
Yeah.
You catch.
Okay. We'll go to the Rito Center.
Okay, you go to the Rito Center while Jean-Paul's dealing with the car stuff and helping the Father Joseph. So you get to the Rito Center. There is a kiosk that's still open.
What time is it?
Right now, you could either do it first thing in the morning or you can do it at midnight.
Is the kiosk open at midnight?
Yes, there is one kiosk still open at midnight.
That's a sketchy kiosk. Good thing I'm there.
Yeah, it sells cards to like gangsters and stuff. Like burner phones and shit.
Burners. Not that I would know.
Yeah.
Actually, that would probably be the kind of place that I would have to go, because if I was a field agent, I would need it at all times.
Yeah. So you're aware of that one at the Rito Center. So you go there.
Okay.
And there's a guy standing there. People walk by and don't even see him. Like
Yeah.
like you hear people
Then
talking
that's
about.
who I need to go to.
Yeah. There seems to be some weird sort of glamour going on that they just don't notice that he's open.
Okay.
His kiosk is a round one. It's open on all sides. There's a sign that says phones. Just nothing else. Just phones lit up. Right?
Okay.
And he's got this pencil mustache. I think the person is John Rogers or whatever from Hairspray. He's got that little pencil stash. He looks very weaselly. You know, John
Okay.
Waters? Yeah. Slick back hair, older gentleman, kind of crow's feet around his eyes. He looks like he smiles way too much, thin as a rail, right? He
Yeah.
goes, "Hello, boys. Can I help you with something?"
I'm in need of an upgrade for a phone. An upgrade to a better phone.
Ah, who you with? And he begins
Monarch.
taking out a tablet, which looks like a stone slab. And he begins rubbing his fingers on it. Monarch, you say? Ah,
Security.
here you are. They've paid for it and everything. You're needing to get into the digital age. A man out of time, they tell me.
Yep.
Upsell.
I'll show him my Nokia flip phone. I've been using this for the last decade or two.
He holds his hand out to take it from you.
Does he hold it like a dying baby?
He's got his tablet, but he holds his hand out to look at your phone. Do you give it to him?
No. No. No.
No. No.
He says, I need to see it to do anything with it.
What do I know of technology? I mean, I can't be like that ass backwards, right?
No, you're only 40.
I'll tell them that. Look,
Alfred-
You're
Volus,
my age. I'm pretty high tech, yo.
look, Volus, if we have any problems, I can take care of it. I'm pretty sure Jean can take care of this. Just put your SIM chip in it and we'll be good.
He goes, well, you don't have to give it to me. I'm just saying. All right, so you've already been approved for quite the upgrade. You can have any of these, and he waves his hands, and there's 6 phones just sitting right there. 6 phones you didn't notice were sitting there this whole time.
Get the iPhone 13. Get the iPhone 13.
This is 2016. Don't forget that.
Get the
So it'd be
iPhone
like-
25.
The iPhone, what's the difference between them?
There's a bunch of phones. A couple of them look sturdier, like they've already got the cases that are meant for being dropped. Some of them look like iPhones. Some of them look like Androids. There's one that's just a solid slate, similar to the one he's holding.
Well, what's with that one?
That one. You wouldn't want that one.
I want that one.
You point to the slate one again?
Yeah.
He goes, well, if you insist. These are more functional around wizards. You see, they're connected through a spirit of intellect. The person who possesses a slate phone, as they're called, can hold the phone, move their hands, and generally drum up any information they want. The plus side is it's got a glamour on it to make it look like just your average phone. Of course, any supernatural person will just see the stone rock, just as you do. But most people will see an actual cellular device. There's a bit of a problem with it, though. The internet sorta sometimes works. I've been having a bit of problem.
Sometimes works.
Well, the thing is, when it comes to magic and technology, and he twiddles his mustache, we've been working with the Fae, a couple of Fae, to try and merge the two together, to kind of make a magical device that connects to the human network of knowledge. The problem is it's kind of flaky. But it does have access to a spirit of intellect, which means you can ask it anything, and I do mean anything.
That could come in handy, but apparently I need internet access.
Like I said,
All right.
might not be the thing for you. I got a wizard who's interested in that. And we only have so many.
All right. I'll take one of the iPhones then.
Excellent choice. And he takes the
cannot pick
iPhone.
a
He says, do you want a case for that? Something to protect it from your everyday wear and tear?
My everyday wear and tear
You never know, brother.
will need. I'll need a pretty strong. Need a pretty tough case.
Well, if you want to do us a favor, I can make sure that it'll never break.
Hey, what's the favor?
You see, there was a young man who came by a couple weeks ago. He ran off to the Fox and Feather. He stole a couple of items from here, and I want them back.
Describe this young man to us.
Well, I shouldn't call him young. He's about 65. He's young compared to me. And you look at this man, and he looks like he's 28. He's young compared to me. And I don't know. He was odd in a lot of different ways. He didn't really give me his name, but he seemed like he was on the run. Do I not have the character sheet written down here? Oh, I know where it is.
Justin,
Yeah?
considering my history with the patron of the Fox and Feather, do I know that it's his? That it's his bar? Do I already know that? Would I already know that? I
No.
write shit down too, you know.
Yeah, obviously. So with the Fox and the Feather, so you have a bit of history with the Fox and Feather, yeah?
Well, I have a history with Gilly Farton.
Yeah, the Tilly Fay. So yeah,
Tilly Fay.
He just mentioned the Fox and Feather. What's your question?
So would I know that the Tilly Fay run the bar?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
own the
yeah,
bar,
yeah. You know who runs that bar, and he said this guy ran off to there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he is.
So as soon as he says that, I'm like, oh. All right. We'll go track down your man and your merchandise.
Well, that's just excellent. Is there? I can't remember what I offered you to do this.
Make sure my phone never breaks.
Phone.
Oh yeah, enchant the phone. That's right.
Wait a minute. Enchant the phone. Are you going to be able to do that without breaking it?
We're using Fey magic here. He smiles, a big wide smile.
Well, I've seen what they do. I've seen what they can do for cards. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. So he gives you the phone and says, "Consider it a done deal."
Okay.
Also, Monarch has a thing for you here, and he hands you a piece of paper with logons and whatnot for accessing any banking information. Apparently, that phone you have is been with you since '96.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. I'm not surprised they're pushing for an upgrade. Anyway, have fun. And once you get this done, the enchantment's on it. It'll remain permanent once it's done, but it's got about a week on it right now.
Okay, so we got a week to take care of this.
Yeah. All right. So you can upgrade to the digital era.
Okay, so we're supposed to go to the Fox and Feather and find a guy that stole shit?
Yeah. He said a guy 65 years old. But you can do that anytime in the next week.
Okay.
But right now, for the current week, you have unbreakable phone.
Unbreakable phone. I'm gonna smash someone's face in it. It's just me.
You're gonna use it to prop things up, you know what I mean? Level the table, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Oh no, the car needs to be.
It's unbreakable.
Oh no, the car is stuck in a mud puddle. What do? Stick the phone under its retraction.
Exactly. All right, so you return back to St. Bridget's. It's morning time. Everybody's awake. Jordan's looking a little... Not Jordan. Jack Sloan's looking a little better, but he's offered to stay and protect Rocko in the meantime. What are you three doing?
Well, we're going to finish that quest we just got.
I think we need to get to the temple as fast as possible. We shall drive like maniacs.
At least scout
Yes.
it.
Well, I know the headman there. We can get in right away. You can see the headman. Talk about axes and whatever you warriors do, yes. We must hurry. Time is of the essence.
All right.
All right, you get in the Mercedes. You
Go ahead, GPS.
So what have you done with the Mercedes since you got it? Because you've had all night to do whatever you want to it.
I put my duffel bag of guns. I placed guns in many places. I informed the people around me. There's a 9 here, 22 there. There's a couple Desert Eagles under the seats at the front. 9mm in the seats in the back. A couple Derringers stuffed in the cushions.
Sure.
So what you're saying is, if we get into a major accident, we're going to get shot in about 100 different ways.
No, then you just die and hurry up. I'm not worried about the accidents. They have safeties. These are not wild animals. They are guns.
Well, thank Odin, I died 800 years ago.
Yes, and I hope you are have your best sword picked for this adventure. It's going to get hairy very quick, I feel.
Are you talking to me, Jean? Who are you talking to?
I am talking to everyone who uses a sword in this car.
I don't have a sword. Why would I have a sword?
Alfred, you have something sharp?
Yes.
Let it be. I drive like a maniac to the temple.
Give me a drive check.
I have drive. Second.
If you say drive like a maniac, I'm gonna make you do a check.
Yes, I am running very quickly because I am a driver. This is part of my profession. Someone has stolen my dice.
They're on the TV stand.
What's that? Haha.
Oh, they're there.
They're in my vagina. 2 plus
1.
2, 4.
I thought you had a 1 on driving.
I have 2 on driving and might.
Do you?
1 on guns.
Oh, you do have a 2 on driving and might. There it is. All right. You do a 4. That's really good, as I recall. Superb or fantastic or something?
Fabulous.
A 4 is great. You do a great job. You drive with style. In fact, I would say that you slide into wherever. How do you approach the Taoist temple? Give me an aspect.
He J turns it. J turns in.
J break. Just
Yeah.
So that's up to him.
Brakes, wheeling tires, perfect
Like top
slide.
gear. Like slides right in, like right between 2 cars to a stop. It's perfect. Just perfect.
Does he kind of like hit the curb a little, and the one side kind of raises up a little bit, and then drops back
Nope.
down?
He stops perfectly. Like it's like it's like the most amazing
Like
thing
a
I've ever seen.
glove.
Fantastic. All right. And what's the name of this aspect driving in here that you just did? What are you like? Arrived with style, or what do you want to call it?
Good old boys.
Word.
The
Good
Dukes
old
are
boy.
back in town.
I couldn't agree more.
What are you calling it? Good old boys?
Good old boys.
The summer 69? What?
All right. So you arrive at the temple. It's down in Bayshore. Bayshore is known to be kind of a down and out kind of area. And Jean-Paul, you know it just as that. This is kind of like where crackheads hang out. This is not far from the Bayshore Mall, a 3-story
But I
mall.
didn't know the head honcho.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This area is like got low rent, geared to income type stuff going on. And this temple, however, stands out in the most beautiful way. When you come up to this temple, which is just off the path, it's almost an acre of land that they have just never seceded to Ottawa. They've just been here forever, and this temple, it's well groomed. All the trees are beautiful. The land is amazing, and it's almost like a tourist attraction. It looks so nice. The red roofs look gorgeous on it. You look like you're panicking, Bob.
I'm good. I'm just looking at my aspects. I'm listening.
Yeah. And you do see a few people walking by, stopping and, doing the fingers up and taking a photo, like all that sort of stuff. But it has walls. It has barbed wire on the exterior walls of this 1-acre compound. And there's what looks like a couple of monks standing just outside. And as you approach, they say, tour group?
I am here to see Lin Shu is an emergency, and you shall be expecting unwanted guests. I advise you prepare and get me upstairs and right away.
They turn to you, Alfred, and they say in Chinese to you, are you here with them?
I am.
And they say, what does the vampire want with this place?
Well, I share some clout.
So
I know the top guy.
Yeah. They're speaking to Alfred in Chinese.
Okay.
They say, "What does the vampire want with this place?"
Exactly what he says.
Time is of the essence. Let's ching chong chong and quick return to HQ before you all die.
Roll.
This is
I'll
an
say in
emergency.
Chinese.
I will wait here.
Roll a rapport for me, Bob.
My rapport is +4.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, thank God.
4 plus, so 3.
Thank God, monks may not be known for their sense of humor, but at least they're known for being patient and calm.
So what did you get in total, Bob?
3.
3. Okay. They
minus
nod
1.
and they open the door, and one signals to another guy, and he comes over, and he says in English, "I will lead you to Lynn." And they begin leading you in past all the trees, past all the areas. There's monks there meditating into the house. They have this very beautiful structure that they've built.
Can I roll for alertness to see if I can see any hidden security features as I'm walking through?
Sure, absolutely.
Why are you guys worried about a freaking temple? It's safe. Relax. Chill. Christ almighty.
I'm not worried about us. I'm worried about what they have to defend themselves when the Denarian comes.
Oh, they'll be fine.
Okay, so I haven't actually used these fate dice before, so I'm wondering. I got 3 minuses and a plus.
So you got a -2.
Okay, so -2 plus 3. So I've got a plus one.
Yeah. So there we go. That's the range we're talking about with fate dice. All right. So a +1 would be your average. Obviously, they have the fence, the wall that they've built with the barbed wire at the top. It looks as though there's some people practicing their Tao, the way, which their martial art, right? And it looks to be close to 100 people, all in all, as you're going around, but they don't seem to have any cameras or anything like that.
Okay.
The building looks very well kept. The walls seem to be made of stone, but like plastered over. So it's very nice white alabaster finish on the outside. And once you're brought in, the doors on the outside look very unassuming, but on the inside they look to have like steel barricades.
Okay, so the walls.
So
the walls might be sturdier than they seem.
Yeah, and same with the doors.
And
there's a false front. It looks very nice, but once you're inside, you realize that this is like a fortress.
Okay.
Justin,
Yeah.
can I test the skills of these monks?
Sure.
Not right now.
If you want to, how would you want to do that? What does that mean? What do you want to do?
Ask one of them for a sparring session. Because it's been a while, right?
Sure. So the guy who you're with, Jin, says he'd be happy to either spar with you or introduce you to someone, but he felt that maybe you had something important going on right now.
Jean Paul does. I'm just here for moral support. But
course.
yeah, we can figure this out later.
So are the actual Taoist in our group wants to fuck off while we deal with the head.
Yes.
And you're letting Jean Paul do all the talking after
Of
what
course
he
I
just
am.
said to the gate guy.
Yep.
Okay,
If
so
shit
we
hits
want
the
this to
fan,
fail.
it's John
Gotcha.
Paul's problem, not mine.
All right. Well,
Ow.
you said you'll wait though, so you
Ow.
get brought in.
Brother in arms.
All right. So, just to confirm, you're not going off to do like a little sparring match yet.
No.
Okay. That can be facilitated later if you like,
Yeah.
which would be absolutely awesome. But okay.
Yeah.
So you go with him. You're brought to a nice waiting room. There's a little flowing water fountain. There's trying to think. Leo, explain to me what a Taoist place would look like to the best of your knowledge.
Have you ever seen anger management?
Yeah. With the
Yeah,
water,
both.
the bridges, the whole nine.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, yeah, they have all that. And you wait for about 5-10 minutes before Lin Shu shows up. And Jean-Paul, he's exactly as you remember him. He's an older gentleman. He looks very serious. When he sees you, he smiles. And he goes, "How may I help you?"
You know, I am a man of God. I am trained, and in many other things. This is not hidden. I am a trained warrior in many things. I know many things. I am not a warrior. This is my brother Volis. He is a warrior. There are Denarians on the way, and you will confer with him on what's going on here, but you are in much danger.
What are these Denarians?
They are fallen angels of Christ.
Oh, that is very interesting.
Until after 7 o'clock tonight.
Wait,
How you
the
feel,
Denari-
Yes, Volis.
the Denarians themselves aren't fallen angels, are they, Justin?
Yeah.
I thought
That's exactly what they are.
that's what they are. Okay.
So like a little Dresden, because it's available to read in the books, is there's 1/3 of heaven. The 1/3 of heaven fell as like angels, and some of them attached themselves to the Denarian coins so that they could
Well,
possess
they were
humans.
Satan's lieutenants, right?
I don't remember if they were lieutenants per se, but
Well, Satan's also a Denarian. In a way, he's a fallen angel.
well, does Nicodemus
he's-
have Satan? I don't think he does. Lucifer is not connected to any of them.
No, Lucifer isn't connected to any of the coins. It was just these one. It was the 38
Yeah.
pieces.
So
38 pieces.
30 pieces of silver.
30 pieces. So yeah, there's 30 denarians, and they're called denarians because they're attached to silver denarians.
So yeah, a denarius, a denarian.
Denarius.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
So-
connected to the 30 denarius. Those were the coins that were given to
Judas.
Judas. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same price for a slave. It's what you would buy a slave for, is 30 pieces of silver.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So,
Judas
but Satan-
Judas
Satan
was
isn't-
paid for a slave basically for Jesus. So these
But
each
Satan's
piece.
not one of them. Nicodemus is the most powerful of them all.
Yeah. So anyway, so what it is these angels who have fallen, all fallen angels are called demons, right?
Yeah.
So these ones have found a loophole that all demons are denied the ability to like build human bodies since the flood, right?
Yeah.
And so because of that, these ones are able to possess people, fully control them, and have physically human bodies through the coins.
If they accept the coins.
If they accept the coin or touch them, if they touch them.
Yeah.
It's this loophole that they found, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like a fallen angel cannot make a human body, so it gives them so much more power, right?
Yeah.
And knowledge, yeah. More.
Yeah. So anyway, you were saying to Lin Shu?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's 2 denarians in the city. They're extremely powerful, extremely deadly. They've already burned down one Taoist temple that I'm aware of to get what they wanted. One of them will destroy this place for fun. But they don't know about this place yet, but they might soon. They're after the They're after the Pengu Fu.
He nods. He has his hands together. And he says, "Hold on a second." And he leaves the room. Did you do anything?
I'm gonna wait patiently.
Okay. He returns with a traditional Chinese axe, one of the ones that has kind of like that circle at the top. And he stands there and he says, I do not know about these Denarians. I can't even do a good Chinese accent right now. He says, I don't know about these Denarians. I don't know what country that is. But the Pangufu is well kept and protected here. He says,
Well, why would you not know about the Denarians? They're greater demons that have been around for a long time.
we have not concerned ourselves with that country.
It's not a country. The Denarius are demons that possess people through through means of special coins.
So
the coins are the Denarius.
So they are spirits.
They are greater demons.
He turns to you, Alfred, and he goes, it says in Chinese, do you know of these? Have you heard of these creatures before?
I believe they mean to say Yao Guai.
Really?
No, Alfred, you would know about who they were because it was Deirdre who destroyed your temple.
Yeah, I know. That's why I use the word Yao Guai.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Which is, yet again, means strange spirit. Right? And he nods, and he says to you in Chinese, I did not think such a thing would show up in America.
I've been tracking them for a long time. They're everywhere.
And these ones mean us harm? They mean to come for the Pangufu?
They do.
And what is it?
The sect is quite powerful. They destroyed my monastery within the day.
That is unfortunate. And then he starts speaking in English. What is it you mean for me to do?
Volis. What is the great plan? I'm at a loss for words, yes. I will drive us there, though.
We require the Pengufu.
Do we need any monks to help us on this journey?
And he says, how is it better off there than here?
Well, they're gonna know that they have a fake version of the Pengufu. They got it in a deal that.
What's the name of the What's the name of the Denarian we're dealing with right now?
Yagwai.
Yagwai, just instead of they, so I do not get lost.
Okay. They have what they believe is a real Pengufu, but they actually have a fake, and they're not known for holding their temper. They're going to look for it, and this will probably be the first places they look. And if they come, they'll burn to this place to the ground.
The first place they'll look?
Well, it'll be one of the places. They'll burn down every monastery and temple in the city to look for it.
And they will
Any place that
man. They will slash through this.
What makes you think they'll do this?
Because that's what they do. They go for religious. They'll go for any religious places first, because they hate the gods that they worship.
They hate Zen.
And being a Chinese weapon, they're gonna go for the Asian temples first. And this being one of the most prominent and most well defended, they're not stupid. They'll know to come to some place like this first.
I believe the temple, he says, is well protected. I don't see any reason.
I do not have time for this. I will let you challenge your strongest monk to Volus in a blunted blade battle. We do not have time to play around.
What?
You think you are protected to see you can beat Volus in a simple match, or me. And then we will go from there.
And what would this force of strength prove to you?
It is not a force of strength that my friends are worried about, sir. Or master. Sifu.
Did you just call him Master Sifu?
I did, yes.
I like Sifu.
Wasn't that the
from
yes,
Kung Fu Panda?
the name in
By the way, Master Sifu means master, so and Master Wukoi means Master Turtle, so
Okay.
those worked out really well.
Okay.
My friend here does not mean to be rude, but he is worried that what is this the Drenarians? What the hell do you pronounce it?
Denarius.
You got it.
Denarius are quite powerful. If they get a hold of the Pengu Fu, it could destroy the balance of the earth. It is not a show of strength that he wants to really do. I believe he wants to prove that the temple has the ability to repel the Denarians' attack. Our monastery thought that we had the ability to repel the attack. And even with the sword, I pull out the Green Destiny. We failed.
Do you have presence at all?
Me?
Yeah.
I do not. I have rapport and alertness, endurance, stealth, fists, and weapons.
All right. Roll a rapport then.
I got a +1.
A +1?
Yeah.
It's not bad. He says, as you can see, this is a well-guarded place.
And so was my temple.
And yet you still carry the Green Destiny, a weapon that is hundreds of years old, that only a worthy person who could use. The last known wielder is Li Mumbai from the Iron Crane dynasty. And you here hold it. I have no doubt that with our defenses and you on this mission, that it will be protected. But to give it to you would be foolishness, for then it would be protected by 3 and not 103.
Are you aware of Monarch Securities?
Monarch Securities has not had a presence in this town ever, but there are many legends of ancient warriors who still roam this world.
I'm one of them. I am an agent of Monarch Securities.
And he bows
If
to
I
you.
can, if you will give me this weapon for safekeeping, I will bring it back to Monarch, and it will be kept by the hands of. It'll be kept by our team, by our people, and the target will be taken off of your temple. Your people can fight. I have no doubt about that. I have no doubt of any of your abilities and any of your accomplishments and anything you would be able to do to defend yourselves, your temple, and this city.
But
I am taking away. I can ease the burden of having to do that today.
These are demigods coming here.
Do you
I go to make a
have-
show of superhuman strength.
I was going to say, Brandon, do you have conviction, presence, anything like that?
I have presence.
Okay, roll presence.
2 blanks. 4 blanks plus 3.
Plus
So
3,
three.
plus 3. So, okay. He finds you very charismatic in what you've said here. And he says, I will make you a deal. A very simple one.
Can he see my mark of power too?
Yeah, he can.
Hey guys, I gotta sign off in a couple of minutes, so if you guys keep going, just let me know what happens.
No, he can't see your mark of power. But he
Okay.
trusts you. He knows what Monarch Securities is.
Okay.
He says, I'll make you a deal, Volus. Is that your name?
Yes.
I will make you a deal. This, and he holds the axe, is not the Pango Fu. This is just a prop I have that I carry around and train with. The Pango Fu is downstairs, 3 levels down in a vault. We received a shipment couple of days ago, we thought was going to be some immigrants that we were going to help ingratiate into Canada. People running from the dangers, from China, from families, from abuse. But when the sea crate arrived, what was in it was a coffin. And in that coffin was a man who wasn't dead. We locked him down there in this coffin. And the doors have been locked since. He sucked the energy out of a person, sucked them dry. And that person is down there as well. And I've heard him, despite seeing him die, calling for help.
Okay, guys, I'm going to sign off. Let me know what happens, yeah?
So he says there are 2 down there. Is there anything you want to say before you go, Leo?
I think we should go down there and take care of them.
Well, what do you want us to do? Do you want us to kill them?
I
Yes,
believe...
they're undead.
Yeah, he says, I believe they are some form of vampire.
Well, then we'll take care of them if that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
I will need a wood cross and some garlic, and I'm going to bless some water before we go down.
As a white cord vampire, and they drain energy. Do you really think that a cross and a wooden stake is really going to be the way to go for garlic?
There could be red court. I like to be, how you say, prepared.
If they're draining energy, it sounds more like the version of white cord.
That could be. It could be, yes. It could also be a ghoul. I do not know.
At which point a bullet to the head would be just as effective.
Oh, yes, but you should also cut it off.
So Lynn,
Yes.
Lynn says to you, we attacked this creature, sliced them, chopped them up, removed their head, and it did not kill them.
I roll a scholarship, trying to figure out what this is,
Okay?
which is +3. 3 + 1, 4.
So, scholarship's kind of like a worldly knowledge, like what you can Google on the internet. So, I would say it's basically that you Google creatures that can be beheaded, supernatural creatures who've lost their heads and reattach them, and nothing really comes up per se.
That stone tablet phone would have come in handy at this point.
Yes, it would have. That would have been able to answer this question for sure. This is more of a lore question for sure.
I don't have.
You don't have any lore?
Nope.
I know Jordan
Got
does.
alertness.
Nah. So we've been gaming for about an hour and a half, and we don't have Jordan and we don't have Leo. Did we want to stop now?
Yeah, let's call it.
Yeah.
Because we someone with lore.
And then, of course, when you fight whatever this is, it'll start with 4 people instead of 2.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan won't be with us though.
Next week?
He take cab.
No, but Jordan's character won't be with us.
There's
He's
a
back at
thing
the
in
church.
Fate where you can spend a fate point and say that you were just outside waiting to join.
Yeah, he's just a cab away.
Yeah, he's a cab right away, and you don't have to go down there immediately.
Better late than never. Ooh,
Okay.
we could arrive at the right time.
Yeah, so that's a good hour 40. How do you feel? Wait for next week?
Yeah.
Yes, I think we should. We need more manpower. We
Yeah.
need to kill a ghoul or a vampire. Or
Might need a wizard. And someone with the Green Destiny to swing it. I think it would be unfair for the first time the Green Destiny gets used for me to be playing Leo's character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He hasn't done his little sparring match yet. You know what I mean? Nothing's overwhelmingly imminent. The thing in the basement. Right? So.
Well, and I still have to use my weapon, because the hell does it do?
You just have a normal sword. It's the
No, I have
Ivar
the sword
Lothbrok
Lothbrok.
sword. Yeah, you have the sword, but it's not a magic sword or anything. It's just an ancient sword.
Oh, all right.
So I don't know. Maybe getting an axe might be useful. You are a Viking.
Fair enough. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to stop that.
Does this work out?
Bye.
Oh.